Truth? You want to talk about the truth? The truth is you've become a liar. Bitter, vindictive, cruel.
Loathsome, inhuman.
There's nothing you can say. You don't have a shot in hell of fixing the damage that you caused, so why even try?
Everything I did for you. It's the truth. All the lies, the snide comments, the finger pointing. I did it because I was trying to protect you, not hurt you.
It's official. You've lost your damn mind.
Maybe. Unless everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Thank God. And the only reason you weren't convicted, the only reason you walked out of that courtroom is because I got you acquitted.
You know, I think I'm just going to get out of here because I think you're crazy.
Madden's blood was in the trunk of your car. Zach's fingerprint was on the lid of his coffin. They even had a deathbed accusation. I don't care how innocent you were. I don't care how brilliant Livia is. I don't care how scandalous your alibi with Zach was. You stood a better than even chance of being convicted for premeditated murder. And that was too big a risk. I couldn't stand by and let the odds...
You expect me to believe that you're screaming to anybody that would listen that I did it was your way of achieving my salvation? What, you want me to thank you? Is that what you want? My life would be over if my lawyer hadn't proved that you were lying on the stand.
Exactly. Derek and Summerhill were convinced they had a solid gold witness, somebody who was reliable, albeit reluctant, somebody the jury could believe in. No matter how much it killed me to testify, maybe because it did kill me to testify. The best lie is always the one that's wrapped in the truth. I didn't have to manufacture my anger at you for what you had done. I didn't have to come up with any resentment. It was all right there. All I had to do was use it to sell a lie, that I saw you and Zach with Madden's body the night he disappeared. And I knew that Derek was going to eat it up. I knew the state was going to jump on it. I mean, it was so easy. They had a murderer, a guy that was buried alive. They weren't going to go for a win on forensics. They needed a slam-dunk conviction, and they were going to get it. Unless their star witness turned out to be a vindictive liar on the stand. After that, you can't exactly argue against reasonable doubt.
So this was all some sort of strategy to keep me and Zach out of prison.
And it worked. Thank God it worked. I knew that if I could keep the jury's eyes on me, we stood a chance. I just had to be more compelling than all that dry forensic evidence.
So everything that you have been doing, saying...
I did for you. I did it because I wanted to keep you out of prison. I'm sorry, Dixie. I know it hurt, but it was the best I could come up with. I knew I didn't have any guarantees. All I could do was run around town ranting and raving and pray that everything fell into place. That Derek would go for it, that he wouldn't see the truth of what I was doing, that Livia would run for it.
Livia was in on it?
No. God, no. She never had a clue, but she's a damn good attorney. I knew that if I showed up in court with the possibility of a lie, that she would run with it. She would destroy any credibility that I had with the jury. You got to admit, she did a great job. Better than I even hoped for.
Zach brought me here. He told me to listen to you. Did he know about this? What are you saying? Are you saying that he was in on this?
Yep, on the fight that we staged in here to keep Derek fooled. Somehow I don't think Zach was too put out by it.
I don't... No, that doesn't make any sense. You and Zach working together.
Working together, I know. I wouldn't go fitting us for friendship rings just yet. You don't have to like somebody to respect them. God knows I can't stand that man.
Because you think we're having an affair.
No. I've known your alibi was a sham from the get-go. As much as you wish it were true. Zach would never cheat on Kendall.
But did you have to keep me in the dark? Did you have to let our boys think that I'm a murdering homewrecker? And that you're some sort of bitter, vindictive son of a bitch?
Yes. Absolutely. If the alternative was letting you in on the plan, it was a stone-cold necessity, because God knows you couldn't fool anybody. Not Zach. Not Livia. Not Derek. Not Kendall. Not a judge. Not a jury. You're good at a lot of things, Dixie. Very good. But lying isn't one of them. Unless you're lying to me.
Hang on a second. Just wait a minute. There's no way that you have done this all on your own. In order to be exposed as a liar in court, you had to have had help.
Yep. You think it was a coincidence that Jamie showed up with a videotape?
Jamie?
Dixie, it killed me to include him. I didn't see any other way. I needed somebody. I needed somebody that didn't have an axe to grind. Somebody the jury wouldn't think would turn on me. Better than my own son. And you know something? In a perverse way, I'm proud of him. He really pulled it off. Sure as hell couldn't have been easy for him to stand in front of all those people, call his father a liar.
Yeah, I was pretty convinced he turned against you.
Yeah, he played it just right. We owe him a lot. If it weren't for Jamie and Aiden, you wouldn't be standing right here.
Aiden?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how he did it. I don't think I'm supposed to ask, but somehow he was able to call in a marker with this guy, Kagan, at the airport.
The security guy's testimony was all lies?
Not all of it. I was locked in that office overnight, but it didn't happen by accident. It sure as hell wasn't June 5th. It was last week. All Kagan did was alter the timestamp. That's what everybody looked at. Or at least the jury. You're angry.
No, I don't know how. I feel like a fool.
I can relate. How do you think I felt when I found out you let me believe you were dead all those years?
So you didn't keep me in the dark about this because you were afraid I would blow your cover. You did this to get even. Get back at me for what I did to you.
Don't you think you deserve a little payback? For everything you put this family through?
Maybe I don't deserve a cake and a party, but God, I didn't set out to deliberately torment anyone. God, Dad, it's like you really hate me.
I hate a lot of things. Namely, every single thing you've done since your accident. I hate the fact that you let your children mourn for you. I hate the fact that you didn't tell me that my daughter survived. The whole world knows how I feel about you giving Kate away, but it goes beyond that. I can't stand the idea of all the years that were wasted when I could have been out there looking for her. But most of all, I hate the fact that when you chose to open up, it was to Zach Slater. When you needed help with Madden, you didn't come to me, you went to him. No matter how I feel about you or what you've done, it doesn't really compare to how I feel about myself.
Why? What did you do? God, Dad, if you hate me so much, why not just let me go to prison?
I couldn't let you take the fall.
Why? What is going on?
I couldn't let you be convicted for a crime that you didn't commit. I knew you were innocent. I knew it from the start. You didn't do it. I did. I killed Greg Madden.
You killed Madden? Dad, it's impossible.
Why? The whole town was looking for him. I just happened to be the lucky person that found him.
No. No.
I found him on his jet. He was prepping for takeoff. He had Erica with him. She was unconscious. He must have drugged her somehow. He had her strapped to a sofa. He was this close to taking off to God only knows where.
Dad.
I knew
You're not a killer.
I had to act fast, because as soon as that plane lifted off, he was going to disappear all over again with Erica and every hope we would ever have of seeing Kate. I didn't have time to think about it. I just grabbed the nearest thing I could and smashed him in the head with it. He dropped like a ton of bricks. And then for a minute, I stood there, just looking down at him, thinking about all the things that he'd done, all the things he'd gotten away with, people he'd hurt, people I care about. And something came over me that was so ugly, so evil. It scares the hell out of me just to think about it, even now. I was going to get an answer. If it hadn't been for his connection to Kate, I'd have finished it right then. I'd have happily torn him to shreds with my bare hands. I had to make a decision quickly. I knew I couldn't kill Madden, and I knew I couldn't let him go. I just had to come up with a way to make him tell us where our daughter was. The only thing that made sense in that moment was to get him off that plane, so I carried him to the cargo storage area and went back for Erica. You must have been there that night.
Yeah. Well, we were. We were all over the airport.
That's how Zach's fingerprint got on the lid of the crate. Same crate I put Madden into with Erica. Put on a dolly and wheeled him out of the airport. After all, I couldn't exactly leave the building with a couple of bodies, so I took him to the parking lot that was furthest away from the terminal. Couldn't use my own car, so I had to steal one. Decided that the first unlocked car I found was a lucky winner. Put Erica in the front seat and Madden in the trunk and tried to hotwire the damn thing. Been a long time since I had to hotwire a car. Things have obviously gotten more sophisticated since then.
Dad, by any chance, was that car the one that I had been renting?
He'd had a kick in the head.
So that's how Madden's blood got in the trunk of my car.
Dixie, I swear to you, I had no idea. I was just so determined to get the hell out of there. I was so scared, you know. To this day, I don't even think I could tell you what the car looked like. I kept thinking about Kate, where she was, if she was lost, imagining her in all these awful, awful situations. I knew whatever I was going to do with Madden, it had to be in a place that was quiet, someplace empty. That's why I thought of the park. It's a hell of a thing. It wasn't until I was there that I realized. Exact same park Ray Gardner dropped me off at when I was 6 years old. Hell of a thing. Exact same spot. My father left me with a broken arm. And here I was, all over again. Hadn't thought about it for years. And yet, there I was with another monster. Complete psychopath, determined to take away everything I had, everything I was gonna have. Only this time... yeah, this time was different. This time, I could fight back. So I decided my friend the doctor wasn't gonna go anywhere. The city was digging trenches all over the park. I guess they were putting in some kind of new drainage system, and all I had to do was choose one. You know, so I just drove to a convenience store, picked up some food, some water, and then I stripped stereo out of the dashboard, rewired the receiver, tore a speaker out of the door. Stopped by a construction site. I had to get a linked pipe, something I could use as an air hose. And then after that, it was so easy. I just went back to the park, 1, 2, 3. I set up the box. Put him in it. And I buried the bastard. After that, it was just a question of rearranging a few flowers. Leaving Eric on a park bench covered with some newspapers. I knew she was going to wake up eventually on her own. So I drove home. Parked the van a few blocks away and walked in. Set myself up a voice filter right over there. Recorded a few choice messages for the good doctor encouraging him to spill his guts, and then waited. Waited for that pile of crap to wake up. I swear to you, I never meant to kill anybody. All I wanted to do was break him. And I was so close, God, I was so close. He was going to talk. I know he was. Well, you know the rest. For a while, I thought about confessing or running away. And then I decided that the jerk had already taken so much away from me, I didn't want him to take anything else, so I just decided not to do anything. Didn't do a thing. Until you got arrested. Then things started to get interesting. I panicked. I didn't know what to do, except maybe let you take the rap. I would never do that to you. I'd never ask you to pay for something that I had done. So I decided that nobody was going to pay. All I had to do is move a few pieces around. You'd be amazed how resourceful you can get after you commit murder. But the fact is, we're still paying for it, and we're always going to pay for it. Because Kate's gone. Sorry, Dix. Madden's dead. We're never going to find her. How's that for ironic? After everything you've done. I'm the one that lost our little girl. No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.